I would have done. Yeah.
This case you saw on the website.
Yes.
Tied up, and you must have seen it on the website. Whispering stories in India. Yeah. Okay, now these two girls are also from the same home. This I've picked up from Mumbai Mirror, who ran the story. Well, we helped them run the story. Good. So, 14-year-old girls who have also been strangulated, same way like he was. You can see the strangulation marks on her leg, on her neck, because she wouldn't agree to intercourse, so she was tied up and raped every day. And those are the marks. Go to the next.
Just for those who
She survives and he has died.
Just for those who some of them not read that story about the dog. Just what happened there.
This one, well, it was tied up very. I found him tied up and dumped, and one person who works in a bank there saw the dog as she was entering the train.
He was like that for days and days.
No. All this is after I've cut off the twine. There was just this one bit of twine that was stuck in the flesh, which we couldn't take out. All this twine here was taken out, but you still see the marks. And it was tied so badly that the spinal cord had come out. So this is the spinal cord. And he died. The girl has survived. She's turned psychotic. She's getting nightmares, and she's being presently under counsel. Next. Okay, now we're looking at homes and shelters. Can you differentiate between the home and the shelter for the humans and the dogs? Well, if it's any consolation to you, in this country we treat children as badly as dogs. Okay. Small consolations really. This is the home where we've gone on a surprise visit, where I'm supposed to have traumatized that woman because she's a Muslim. This is the food cooked for 32 children and 6 staff. You can see from the angle of the spoon how much rice there must have been. Look at the cooker and how much dal there must have been, less than half of it. That's all. And salt. Nothing else. Okay? This is a home or is it a shelter? Well, it's a shelter for dogs. This rice, what you see here, what do you see here?
Assembly.
No, what is this? See this color.
Looks empty.
What is the color actually? It's grey.
It's grey. That's why it's looking empty because
Yeah, it's looking empty because it's grey. That was rice that was cooking when we went there. And rice in this kadai is meant for 50 dogs for 1 week, who eat twice a day. Okay? This is a third shelter for dogs, an ABC center if you please. That is the kitchen. And we were wondering there were full-grown trees here when I last saw. Kahan gaye jhad? All the trees have been cut and brought in to cook because the lady wouldn't give money for the gas. She needed it for her own gas at home. And this is the kitchen of a third ABC center. Completely empty drums, and they said it was full of food for the animals. ABC centers and a home for children. Okay, go to the next. Okay, now tell me which is the one for humans and which is an ABC center. Okay, now an ABC center, here's where in your activism, you know, your antennas go out, you try and put 2 and 2 together, be a little detective, try and put together the jigsaw puzzle. Because through an RTA I got information that the woman says that she lived there. This is the only bathroom there. Does it look like it was lived in? So I asked her if she defecates in the open. She says, you can't, you think I do things there, right? I said, well then where? Tell me where. Where do you do it? Just show me the spot where you do it. Okay, so this is the same ABC center. This is the fridge. And this is supposed to be a fridge which is supposed to have the anti-rabies vaccines. There were no anti-rabies vaccines. 1 bottle of pickle, half a stinking pav, and that's it.
For the dogs.
What was for whom? And if you look at the records are showing you ABC of 300 dogs a week. This is the fridge. This is the fridge of another home, or another shelter, ABC's shelter, which is telling you, look at that fridge, and they're keeping the rabies vaccines. Do you think those vaccines are remaining? And we all know here that they have to be part of the cold chain, am I right, doctors? So can this, what happens to an anti-rabies vaccine if it's not part of a cold chain?
It's ineffective.
It's ineffective. So in effect, even if they have given anti-rabies vaccines, those dogs are not immunized as per the law. That fridge should tell us that the immunization has not happened. And this is a bathroom for girls in a home. Even adolescent girls use it. Okay. I've taken out bits and bits from several reports. I left out some details. Try and tell me if you can identify whether this is of ABC Center or is it a human shelter. And mind you, I'm not a busybody poking my nose into other people's business unless I'm told to do so. Authorized to do so. And these ABC shelters I was authorized and asked to go and do it by the RWAs, and that's how I've done it. Just in case someone thinks I'm nothing better to do. And some people say that I'm nothing better to do. How useful an RTI is, I can't tell you. This is a reply through an RTI. When I asked the corporation, give me a breakup of what you're paying this person per dog and a justification for that breakup. So this I've copy pasted. 880 rupees per dog. Breakup, rupees 450 euthanization per dog. And this fellow is showing that he is working 24/7, operating every day of the week. That is all days of the year, including Sundays. So obviously he's catching every day, he's releasing every day, he's using the CNVR method, he's managing this with one ambulance. This is the jigsaws that we need to put together, and the number of dogs is astronomical. So if you're looking at, according to his records, 1,000 dogs a month, ABC, into 880. Who's good at maths can tell me how much it works out. And then they tell you that out of the 440 is for euthanizing. So my next idea was that does it mean that you're euthanizing each and every dog? And why do you need 450 for euthanizing? Also, I want a breakup. They couldn't. And then I went into appeal, filed the case through my lawyer. I don't know if I told you this. The commissioner was transferred, the health department person was transferred, but the fellow still continues with the same rate.
Naina, there's no breakup for the sterilization. He's only talking about 440 for euthanasia.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what I was told. Right? So rupees 60 paid for the surgery to the surgeon.
He's getting paid close to 9 lakhs per month for this.
Yeah.
According to your calculations.
Rupees 60 for the surgery to the surgeon. CNR is catching and release. Rupees 100 per dog is CNR. Medication is rupees 80. Deworming and anti-rabies is rupees 100. Is 80. And rupees 100 per dog is administrative cost. This is a home for children. Audited accounts for the whole year showed only 200 rupees spent on medicines for a home for 50 challenged children. Many of them, I don't know if you know, but many of them do end up having epilepsy and many things. And 14,000 spent on Republic Day celebrations. Okay, then staff patterns. Space, caretaking, maintenance of records, whether it is a ABC shelter or a shelter for human children. It's the same pattern I've seen everywhere. Which one of the top two are animal shelter or human shelter? Can you tell me? Probably only Anjali can, because she recalls one of them.
Yes, that's
part of the report. You can't make out, right? Can you make out? Well, the top one is of a ABC center and the lower one is of a human child. Or vice versa, whatever. Or vice versa. It's just as bad. Okay. Why did I do this?
It's equally bad.
To make you feel that, okay, our dogs are not the only ones who suffer. The whole world suffers. Was it that the only reason?
More needs to be done. A lot more needs to be done.
Yes.
There's so much to be done in both the areas.
Yeah, so then?
I mean, you have to take something, some action.
But is there any reason that I compared the two? And you saw for yourselves that it was eerily matching. You could see the match happening. You could see how it was matching. Yes, yes. Let's work on that. Work on that.
But children without parents.
Okay. And the stray dog without?
Somebody to speak for them.
Yes. Okay. They don't have a voice. And children without parents. Okay. Work on that. Some more.
We can learn from the methods used in one sector and apply them in the other one.
Yes, you can. But why is it so eerily similar?
Both are voiceless.
Both are voiceless
And helpless.
and helpless. So why are we looking after the voiceless and the helpless?
We are more able to do that, to help them out.
No,
We
as
have
a society, why are we not taking care of the voiceless and the helpless?
Because there's money in it for themselves.
Yes,
The
there's
ones
money in
who
it
have
for
all the
themselves.
money.
Where does it stem from? Where does it stem from this kind of abuse, this kind of corruption, this kind of
From the top, it always-
complete insensitivity and indifference? Where does it stem from?
Always it stems from the top.
Top of what?
The top of your country, so the top of
Yeah.
your government.
So what is the top? The top is power. We are coming to the understanding of power. Because if we have to understand activism, you need to understand why you need to be active. You know, because I could go to the gym and be active, it will do me better, more good. I need at least 15 kilos off me. But I'm not doing that. I'm doing some other things. So why do we need to be active here?
To stand up for everybody and everything that doesn't have a voice.
Yes. So we're looking at the top, like she said. We're looking at power. What is power? We'll go briefly through this. What is power? You need to understand this. If you need your activism, see, because there is no blueprint for activism. If you look at the history of activism for humans also, you will see that a great number of them have failed. Great number of them started off very well and then they have gone into the doldrums. Many of them got reversed. Some have succeeded. So we learn from the successes, we learn from the failures, and we learn from why we need to do activism and against whom and with whom. So we look at power. What is power?
Power is abuse.
Power is abuse, you think?
Yeah. You abuse your.
What is
Can
one more
also
thing
be
I would
abused.
do?
Yes, you can.
What is common about both these things? They are both bodies set up to help the helpless, but that position is misused the most.
Because it all
Because of
boils down
greed.
to this.
Because of greed and popularity.
Because it all boils down to this is what is common for both.
Because both are helpless people. They are both helpless.
Yes.
And can't complain.
Yeah.
Power is control over people and resources.
Absolutely. So power is control over people and resources. Power is also control over the vulnerable. Why do you need to use your power like this?
Because you
When-
can.
Huh?
Because you can.
Because you can. It's as simple as that. As long, in our sessions with women, now we are having a strong program for rag-picking women. And most of them adore their dogs, their street dogs, because they protect them from their abusive husbands, by the way. I'm going to try and put together a small documentary on this. Okay, so we are going to that. So she's very right, because you can. If you are a doormat and someone's walking over you, you have no business to then complain, because you become a doormat anyways. And if I see a doormat, I'm going to put my foot on it. It may be bad, I must tell myself that I shouldn't be doing it, but it's very tempting to walk all over a doormat, no?
Humans are
So,
sadists.
huh?
Humans are sadists.
Humans are?
Sadists.
Sadists? No, not all. Look at us here.
Masochists.
Okay, so we're looking at power. We'll try and get this done. We are looking at power. We're looking at sources and centers of power. What is centers of power?
Government.
So there are those who are mandated. My handwriting is horrible, so bear with me. There are those who are mandated. Who are the ones who are mandated? The judiciary, the police, the bureaucracy, and the executive. Okay? These are the ones who have been mandated. Yeah?
The ability to get the RTIs is also a source of power for us.
Yes, we're coming to that. We're coming to that. So these are the centers of power are A, those who are mandated to have the power. Then you have the institutional power. What are these? Institutional power. Well, you have boards and you have committees. These are the sources of institutional power. Okay? Then, when else? You have social power. What is social power?
NGOs.
NGOs are powerful. They should be powerful, but they don't come under social power. We're looking at centers of power. So within our system, you have patriarchy and you have the caste system, which are the centers of your social power. Then you have the great sleeping middle class, to which we all belong to. Okay? Do you know the percentage of the population who are middle class today? 33% of us. How many of us are active? And we are supposed to be the ones who are most active actually, because you're settled, you have your professions, you have everything going for you, you have the time, you can make a little bit of the time. This is the great middle sleeping class whom we all have to address and shake up to work with us. So you have the middle class. Have I left out anyone else? You have the power of the vulnerable. Is this the paradox? You have the power of the vulnerable. The large source of human population who are below the poverty line. You have your animals. The only difference is that the animals can't work for themselves, but the humans can. So you have the power of the vulnerable also. What we need to understand is
Where's the power? I mean, one of the biggest part of our mind, I don't know if that's institutional, but the biggest power is political and money, which is acquired power.
Yes.
And that is what fuels the system. When we say mandated power, then mandated power actually is a parallel power to that power.
Yes, but it's very much that power has developed from here. It's a politician who's part of the mandate because you voted for him. Only you have not bothered to go beyond that, because democracy for us, we are still a voting democracy. We have not gone beyond the voting democracy. And a democracy has to be made to work. It has to be made to work for those who can't look after themselves. We are not doing that. We have voted and we are through. So we have to make that democracy work. Then those with power, mandated power, who are presently the most powerful, will start working for the vulnerable. And that's also a big, major part of your activism should come from here also. She's talked about the judiciary very well. That is how the laws can help you, how the police can help you, how your corporator can help you. When my corporator got elected, he must have wondered why. Because I went and had a meeting with him and I told him, okay, this is the work I've done, I'll help you wherever you can, and I'm helping him. Whole lot of things I'm helping him. At the same time, he's supposed to help me. So he's supposed to see that dogs in my area are allowed to go for sterilization, and after they come back, he's not going to make a fuss when they come back. So these kind of deals and understandings one needs to develop with them.